Hey guys, welcome back to 31 Days of Pompoween. So today I'm doing this very pretty autumn witch. I know that you guys really liked my other witch makeup look, so I kind of wanted to expand on the theme a little bit and do this very pretty look that's simple but still a little bit different than what you usually see out there. So let me know if you think I should do more witch looks. I really like the hat. I also really like the fact that I'm slowly building up a witch hat collection. Just saying. I personally would love to do a little witch series, so if you guys are interested in seeing that, please let me know in the comments. And I'm happy to announce that this video is in partnership with Deck of Scarlet. And not only that, but I've teamed up with them to do a giveaway for you guys, so I'm gonna leave all the details down below. If you don't know who they are a makeup line and subscription service, where every 2 months you get a makeup palette that has everything you need to do a full face. The cool thing I find about this service is that you can skip a palette if you don't like the colors because they let you preview it every month. And not only that, but you can go and purchase previous palettes so you're not stuck to just receiving what they want to send out. You get to customize what you receive, and you can also buy the past products separately. Another cool thing is that for each edition, they team up with a YouTuber to come up with a palette. So today I'm going to be working with edition number 9 and number 10, and these were done in partnership with Raven Elise and Belle Jordan. All their makeup is cruelty-free and paraben-free, and is currently available in the US, Canada, and the UK. I'm going to leave a link down below in the description if you guys want to check it out further, and that link will also get you 30% off of your first palette. Alright, so now you know all about the palettes, let's get started with the tutorial, shall we? Oh, but just one thing before we start. Hit that subscribe button. It's right there. Right there. See it? I'm going to wait. Okay, now we can start. Okay, so I've already done my base with foundation and concealer, and I'm going to start with eyebrows. I'm using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Auburn. I'm just lightly combing through my brows and then going in with a pencil. I really like this pencil because you can make it look really natural, but you can also build up the intensity if you want to. I'm drawing a pretty arched, pretty thick eyebrow, but feel free to do whatever feels comfortable to you. Then, to give the brows a little bit more definition, I'm going in with a micro brow pencil in the color Espresso. I'm concentrating this on the ends of my brows, really defining the ends, making them really sharp. It doesn't darken them too much, just enough to give them definition. Now I'm going to be putting on the wig. I know I usually do this last, but because the color is so intense, I want to have it on while I do the makeup so I can adjust my blush and all that accordingly. I just want to have the color there as a reference. As you can see, with and without the wig, it totally changes the appearance of my face. So that's why I've got it on. So first things first, I'm drawing on some fake freckles, and I'm using the NYX eyebrow marker for this in the color medium. So I'm just drawing little irregular shapes all over my face, concentrating it around my nose, and I'm patting it with my finger to blur it out a little bit so it looks more natural. And I'm going for a really freckly look with this, so I'm applying it in places where people don't normally apply fake freckles, like the brow bone and close to my eyelids, and on my forehead between my eyebrows. Those are places where people naturally get freckles from being out in the sun, so I just want to make it look as natural as possible. I suggest using photo references of real freckles for this. Now I'm going to prep my eyes, and I'm going to make sure that there are no creases on my eyelids, and I'm going in with a Deck of Scarlet matte eyeshadow in the color Zoom In to prep my eyelids. Just applying it all over, up to my brow bone and under my eye as well. Then I'm going in with palette number 10, and I'm going to be using the blush in the color Bay. And I'm taking it on that same fluffy brush I used before and applying it under my eyes. Then I'm taking a slightly larger fluffy brush and applying it to my cheeks. I'm concentrating it on my cheekbones, and I'm connecting it to the eyeshadow under my eyes. I'm also applying that to the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose, really concentrating that on the sides of my nose. Then with the palette number 9, I'm going in with the blush color Whisper, and I'm applying it where I would my contour, so I'm using that to define my cheekbones a little bit. It's a really cool tone blush, so it works really well for this. I'm also using it to contour my nose a little bit. Then with a Deck of Scarlet matte eyeshadow in the color Throwback, I'm applying it under my eyes close to my lashes, and taking it on the outer corner of my eye. Then back in with palette number 9, I'm going to be using the eyeshadow in the color Crush, and this one's a gorgeous, really intense plum color, and I'm concentrating that even more close to my bottom lash line. Then I'm taking the matte eyeshadow in the color IRL, and I'm using it sort of as a transition shade to blend out those plum colors. This one's a burnt orange, but it works beautifully for blending out purple. Then I'm going back in with Zoom In to soften all the edges. And going back in with a blush in the color Bay and intensifying it even more under my eyes and on my cheeks. and back with that color Crush to really deepen the color around my eyes. Now with the Benefit Hoola bronzer, I'm going to do a little bit more contouring, and be careful, this bronzer is very intense. I'm just applying it under my cheekbones, around my forehead and temples. I'm also applying it under my bottom lip to give it that pouty lip effect, and I'm applying it all over my chin just to give it a little bit of warmth. Because of the hair, I didn't want my skin to look washed out, so I wanted to add a lot of warmth back in. Then back in with that blush color Whisper just to intensify that contour a bit more, and back in with IRL, this time on the bigger fluffy brush, bringing it sort of onto my cheekbones and onto the tip of my nose. I wanted to tie in the nose with the rest of the makeup. Now I'm taking Bay and I'm using it around my lips, creating that shading that I always do. You guys know me by now. I always do this. I really like to shade the corners of my mouth and above my upper lip and below my bottom lip. Now going in with palette number 10, I'm taking the eyeshadow color Zaya, and since this is a metallic shade, I'm using my fingers to apply it so that I get a really good and intense color payoff. Then I'm going to top that with a Supernova eyeshadow from the palette number 9. And oh my god, I was so excited to use this color. And I just concentrated it to the center of my eyelid. Then from that same palette, I'm taking the highlighter in the color Shh, and I'm applying it to the inner corners of my eyes. Now this highlighter is really thick and buttery and intense, so this inner corner highlight is not discreet, but that's what I was going for. Then going back in with IRL, I wanted to add more intensity to my eyes. I also took it into my crease, which I hadn't done before. Now from palette number 10, I'm taking the highlighter in the color Literally. In person, this highlighter is really glittery, but it's not chunky. It's just really pretty and gives a really nice glow. Now for liner, I'm using the long-lasting liquid eyeliner in Coco Cavari, and this one's a really dark brown. I actually really love this liner because it's a brush tip, not a felt tip, and it's hard to find brown eyeliners with a brush tip, but this one's almost black, as you can probably see. Then I'm just going back in with that color Crush to blend out the bottom liner. I didn't want to have a harsh line on my bottom lash line. And then taking IRL to blend that out further. Now it's time for the lips, and I'm going to start with the color Shambles from palette number 10, and I love that name. That color turned out to be the exact color of the shadow around my lips, and I actually really like that because I was able to add to the effect and blur it out even more. Then from that same palette, I'm going in with the color Rant, and I'm using that to kind of outline my lips. This is going to add a bit of depth to the lips, make them look really pouty. So I'm concentrating it above my top lip and under my bottom lip. Not on the lip itself, really outside of my natural lip line. And I'm smudging it out with my fingers when necessary, and I added it to the outer corners to help shade that area a little bit more. I'm also adding that to the center of my bottom lip and to the corners of my upper lip just to give my lips a little bit more dimension. Next, I'm going in with the NYX Liquid Suede lipstick in the color Vintage, and I'm kind of just intensifying everything that I just did. I'm using it to line my lips and also give dimension to the bottom and top lip, but I'm making sure to really blend it into the other colors. The consistency of the Deck of Scarlet lipsticks are perfect for this because they're really creamy, so it makes it really easy to do a lip the way that I do, where I blend everything together and smudge it out a little bit on the edges. After I did the liner, I thought I lost a little bit of that plum intensity on the outer corner of my eyes, so I'm going back in with that color Crush on a small pencil brush and adding it to the outer corner of my crease. Then back in with the color IRL, I'm taking that into the inner portion of my crease and bringing it down onto the sides of the bridge of my nose. And back in with Bay because I wanted to intensify the blush a little bit more. And as you can see, the freckles are barely visible anymore, so I'm going back in and adding, yes, even more freckles. Now, this is obviously totally optional. I just thought they looked really cute with the ginger hair. Now, the reason I did the freckles before doing the makeup is because it makes them look a lot more natural when they're just slightly peeking through the makeup. It looks like they're actually on your skin. But I thought that this look could really benefit from some stronger freckles, so I went in and added more. I also added some to my chin, which I hadn't done last time, and a last touch of blush around my nostrils and chin. And now to line my waterline, I'm going in with the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the color Free Burgundy. And I use this on my waterline and my bottom lash line just to intensify that plum color even more. Now it's time for some contacts, and I'm using the Eurasia series from Pinky Paradise in the color Khaki. These are really good against dark eyes, as you can see. Then I decided I wanted to intensify my highlighter, so I went back in with the Literally highlighter. I also added it pretty intensely to the bridge of my nose. I patted it onto my lips using my finger, and I also applied it to my chin. Next, I'm going in with the Blackout Mascara that comes in the number 9 palette. And I really like the shape of this brush applicator. It's very straight. I don't know how else to describe it, but I really like it. And I actually wore this makeup all night and the mascara didn't irritate my eyes, which is a huge plus because I have super sensitive eyes. Here's with and without the mascara. Okay, so I lied. I wasn't over with the freckles yet. I went and added in even more freckles. But this time I concentrated it on the sides of the bridge of my nose. I kind of used them to contour my nose a little bit and make it look a little bit more snatched. Yes, you can do that with freckles. You absolutely can. Now it's time for lashes, and I'm going in with the Eyelure Vegas Nay Easy Elegance lashes. I'm using the white latex-based duo glue, so once it's dry, I like to go in with a liquid liner to hide any glue that might be showing through. And that's it. Now I just have to put the wig on properly. Oh, and I do need to powder my face a little bit because it started to get a little bit shiny. So I'm going in with the Milk Blur and Set Powder in the color Medium. And I'm just taking that on my T-zone. And just putting a flower behind my ear. And that's it. Grab your accessories and your props and you're good to go. Adam actually bought the cinnamon broom, which I didn't know was a thing. But he bought it to make our house smell nice and I used it as a prop. So there you go. I really like this look. I know that the flower kind of makes it not look very autumnal, but it looked cute, so don't at me, okay? This is more like a cute little witch that just wants to feel pretty in the fall. So, you know, that's the vibe I was going for. So if you liked this video and want to see more witch tutorials, be sure to give this one a thumbs up. And I'll see you tomorrow for more 31 Days of Pompoween. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye! Whoa, god damn it, I lost my hat.